Welcome to another episode of the Off Market Operator. This is your host, Cole Ruud-Johnson. Today's show focusing on how do you build a pipeline that's more profit-centric than just revenue, and how do we build on our already direct response marketing with supplemental marketing that brings in a lot of profit. So without further ado, you guys, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get right into the show. People don't fail at real estate because they suck. They fail because there's too many ways to succeed. That's why I suggest you focus on the most important skill in all of real estate, which is finding deals. I'm Cole Ruud-Johnson, and in this podcast, I share the exact steps I've used to source 400 deals by age 24. This will allow you to do three things: control your deal flow, make unlimited income, and build your empire as an off-market operator. The concept of building because of the fact that in real estate, marketing is expensive, right? You normally spend 25 to 35% of your yearly revenue on marketing. You normally get a 3, 4, 5x return, 5x return at scale if you're really good at marketing. And that'll come in, there's periods where new marketing channels come out that hit much better than that. But statistically, if you look over a 3, 4, 5 year period of a big real estate company that does off-market acquisitions, 3, 4, 5x is where you'll see them. That being said, if you do $2 million a year, 3, 4, $5 million a year, let's say $5 million a year, or about $400,000 a month in revenue, you'll be spending $100,000 to $150,000, really about $100,000 a month. And so I've always thought about, hey, for more acquisitions, how do we create more inventory without additional spend, without additional direct response marketing to sellers, right? We're not in a business where we get a ton of referrals, so we don't get that channel. We don't get referral channels where sellers who sell off market will go tell their friends. You do rarely, but you got to think, how many people do you know that have ever sold off market? Before you came into real estate, did you ever hear the word wholesale or fix and flip or cash buyer when you're in middle school, high school, college? Probably not. So it's a small world we live in. And a lot of times people that are in these distressed asset situations, right, you're in a lot of ways, if you're buying off-market real estate, whether you're buying self-storage, commercial, and single family, you're kind of the pawn shop of real estate where people need to liquidate and they come to you. Not all the time, but a lot of times you're dealing with that kind of distressed seller. So that being said, you don't get a ton of referral-based marketing. You don't get, one sale turning into 3, 4, 5. Sometimes you do, but for the majority of the time, you don't. You don't get affiliate marketing, right? So you don't have your clients or other vendors or partners out there spreading the word about your company. You don't get that as much. You don't really get a ton of brand unless you spend a lot of money in brand. I'm talking about brand with sellers. Like a lot of sellers, unless you're an institutional backed company or you're spending a ton of money on ads and mailers that you don't care, you can light it on fire. You're not getting enough brand presence with sellers for them to think, hey, as soon as I need to sell my house fast for cash, you're the company to go to. So what do we rely on? We rely on a lot of direct response marketing, cold calling, texting, mailing, RVM, pay-per-click, SEO, like all this stuff is direct response where we're spending dollars to get responses from our potential prospects, outbound and inbound, right? There's some of these that are inbound, like pay-per-click, like SEO, like Facebook ads, like all that kind of stuff, TV ads, but still we're paying to get a response from our ICP or our ideal customer. And what happens is at scale, you're spending so many dollars to get marketing cost, and it becomes one of the major cogs in the wheel to growing. And one of the major built-in operational inefficiencies in growing an off-market acquisition engine because of this, right? That's the reality of it. And a lot of times there's shame for sellers around selling to a company like us. So, for example, if you go through a hard financial time and you need to go sell your watch or whatever to a pawn shop, you're not going to go tell all your friends, hey, I just sold my watch because I'm struggling financially and I can't make rent, to a pawn shop. You guys should go sell to the same pawn shop. So sellers don't market your product in that way for you, no matter how good you are. So I've always thought then, how do we find that marketing channel that's so scalable and so powerful that it can dramatically reduce our marketing costs and increase our margins? Because I'm a guy, I want to see, scale to me doesn't always mean more revenue. It can mean more profit. So how do we dedicate more resources to something that brings more profit, not just more revenue? And Keegley does this a lot, where they have, and Jamil and Astro Flipping, they talk a lot about, building your agent and your other wholesaler pipeline. That's a little bit what I'm going to talk about, is how do you really build a brand on the disposition side so that you get this influx of evergreen deal flow that's more profit, less overhead, because real estate marketing, direct response marketing with sellers is expensive. And so what we've found, okay, is you want to treat your JV pipeline, so wholesalers and agents, just like you would your seller pipeline. So we're doing direct response marketing. to wholesalers, to agents, using Facebook ads, using cold email. Cold email is a big one. And we're getting a pipeline going of people who are doing deals. That's agents, that's and wholesalers through social media. That's why social media is so big. Through social media, through cold email, through paid ads. And we're working those people like you do a seller lead. And what happens, even if you do the math on this, if you get 5 people, right, and you can convince them truly that they can make more money by selling with you, which a lot of people can. I'll explain to you. Here's why. Because what do most wholesalers do, or most agents do when they get an off-market deal? Most agents to start, there's really 3 reasons. Most agents to start don't even know this is an option. So if you're educating agents on this and they go through the process once or twice, they see, hey, this guy's going to get me paid up front, and then I'm going to get a list back from an investor. Okay. They're going to blow their mind. They're going to use you forever because they're getting paid 3 times on a transaction, 2 or 3 times. Then you have the agent that is educated, but still they're just going to their friend who's an investor, and they're not maximizing that deal. Then you have the wholesaler. Most wholesalers just sell to the first person that says they'll buy, and they're leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. So those are your 3 avatars that you can maximize this funnel with: is the wholesaler that's not that good at dispositions, the agent that has no idea what the off-market game is, or even the agent that does. And what you end up doing is you do 1, 2, 3 deals with them, and they become forever clients of yours in the sense of you disposition their deals. And that's no marketing cost. You might spend a little marketing on going to an event or sponsoring an event or putting out a cold email campaign to agents. You might spend a little bit of marketing, but it's a marketing channel that grows and compounds, and it's relationship based. And that's the way my thesis has always been on this business: is dispositions is relationship based. And this is kind of the acquisition side of the disposition model. If your disposition's heavy and you want to reduce a lot of your overhead, I still love direct response marketing. We teach it. I have companies around it, and I think it's a great way to build a business. But this is additional revenue. That's more profit centric. So if you wanted to do this, let's do the math on it. So we get a guy, let's call him Bob, and Bob is an agent, and Bob finds 3 deals per year that fit the off market criteria. Okay, let's say we only buy one out. We can actually only make 1 out of those 3 work. Let's say this is in Seattle, Washington. Our average deal size is about 30 to 40 grand, and we're able to make a $40,000 fee. Bob gets paid, and on top of getting a list back. Bob's going to make more money because the list back is going to be a higher sale price than the front side would be. Then he would have get a fee on the front, so he's going to make 30 to 40% more money at the end of the day. Sometimes even more than that. And we can close quickly. We can do all the stuff that benefits him and the seller, but we're going to make $40,000 on that deal. We might have to have someone on our disposition team who's working those relationships, but at the end of the day, we're going to make a $40,000 deal. So we make $40,000. Let's say that's once per year. Let's say our cost to acquire Bob and our cost to nurture him throughout the year is $5,000 a year. Okay. So we have a 5, 6, 7, an 8x return on year 1 on Bob. Okay. Let's say year 2, he brings us another deal. Okay. Same thing. It takes us $5 grand internally to nurture that relationship. Let's be very conservative. $5 grand, right? You probably take that to nurture 1 relationship. Okay. Let's say over the course of 3 years, we bring on 1 Bob every single month, right? Out of all of our prospecting, we get 1 Bob a month who becomes a client. Okay. After 3 years, you're going to have 36 people who are bringing you 1 sellable deal per year. 36 times 40, right? Let's even go down to 30. 36 times 30. You're going to be getting about an extra $1 million in revenue. And let's say it costs $5,000 a service on about a $200,000, $100,000 to $200,000 cost. So you're getting a 10x return on that. That's $900,000 in additional profit that year. And yeah, you're paying out commissions to your disposition team. That's why I'm factoring the 10, 20%. But at the end of the day, it's an incredible way to grow your business. And a lot of these guys talk about it, but they don't give you tactical information on actually how to do this. So I don't think you should ever build a business on this channel because it's very unpredictable. It's very hard to predict out KPIs because it's just unpredictable, right? Agents in the market, their deal flow changes. Wholesalers quit and join, their deal flow changes. Some wholesalers get more educated over time and they'll start using you. Not more educated, more skilled on doing their own dispositions. And that's the reality of the business. But what you can do is you can easily take a $2 million company that's built on direct response marketing to a 2.7, 3 million. And you can take your profit margin from a 30% to a 47%. And that can be life-changing for an owner, for partners, and for your company. So if you're growing a wholesaling business or an off-market acquisition business and single-family commercial, whatever you're doing, this is an incredible way to bring more deal flow in for yourself because you can buy these deals yourself too, and the agent still gets paid. So it's an incredible way to bring more deal flow for yourself, to build your portfolio, to do more flips, to do more development deals, but also if you're going to disposition more deals as well, it's just to generate more cash. And that's the reality of this business is you don't get the evergreen affiliate referral marketing. This is one way to bring in additional deal flow that doesn't kill you when it comes to cost. Thanks for hanging out. with me today for the last 10, 11 minutes or so. Again, I keep these episodes short and to the point. I hope this show is valuable to you. Spent a lot of time and energy prepping just the show notes for this on how do you build this pipeline. So at the end of the day, if you can build a supplemental, profit-centered pipeline on top of your direct response pipeline, you'll build a very profitable business that's very scalable and that you enjoy running. And that's the whole thing about the show is how do we become not hustlers, but operators and architects of businesses that serve us instead of us serving them and building that life you want to go after. So with all that being said, like, a share, a repost means the world on your stories, on your pages. Tell a friend. I don't market this show with paid ads, so you telling a friend is very, very helpful when it comes to growing the show. And without further ado, you guys, as always, give me a like, give me a share on whatever podcast platform that you do consume this on. And as I always say, and it rings true every single time, you are truly only one deal away.